Well, it's the Switch Wishlist Episode 3, guys, and look, Assassin's Creed is coming to the system. But it's not the only one. There's only about 5 games, and right now, the Rebel Collection, which features Black Flag and Rogue, along with the Black Flag minigame called Freedom Cry, which was Ottawali's own personal game and was turned into its own game, is coming to the Switch. Plus, we have Assassin's Creed 3. So it makes sense. But what about the rest of the series? Well, that's what this Switch wish list is for. We're going to talk about the rest of the games and what I would like to see come to the Nintendo Switch. So with that being said, let's get this party started. So, starting with the first game, let's start with the classic, Assassin's Creed itself. Now, as you can see here, I have an Xbox 360 copy, and it plays on my Xbox One. But to be fair, this is the only game in the whole series so far of the original type release games from the PS3, 360, and PC that has not been remastered, remade, or just re-released at all. It's the only one. I think you can still get it on PC, Steam, and stuff, but it's the only one, which is a shame too, because this is actually a really good game. Hard as hell too, by the way. And there was a companion game basically called Bloodlines that was also a tie-in to AC2. Now, this game would be great to get either a good remaster or a remake of, but, I don't know if it's going to happen. And we have to remember with the PS5 and the Scarlet coming, as well as a new generation of tech for PCs, this would be a great game to get a remaster or even, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, a remake of. And throwing Bloodlines in would be great too, but who knows. So, that's our first one out of the way. But we're not done, because after that we have another classic set, the Ezio Collection, which features, by the way, not one, but 3 games. AC2 Brotherhood, AC2, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, plus 3 separate movies. The 3-part live-action series called Legacy, which actually focuses on Giovanni Auditore, Ezio's father. The second story, which has Ezio and Leonardo in it, but focuses on Cesare Borgia. And then the third that focuses on an elderly Ezio, and also introduces us to Sun Jun from, the Chinese stuff. So that's pretty cool. And I definitely think the Switch can handle all 3. And it would just be so great. There's also, believe it or not, this one right here, Assassin's Creed Chronicles, which is a set of 3 games starring Sun Jun for China, India, and Russia right here. You can buy these separately on the PlayStation and Xbox stores, but it would be nice to get these. And these did come to the PlayStation Vita as well, and I've actually played them there too. That's actually pretty good. So that's the games that I think would have no problem coming to the system, and that's a good title setup too. So, Ubi, can you please make it happen, man? But it's the next set is where we have the problem. So let's start with the big problem one, which is, of course, Unity. No matter what anybody says, this one is the problem, in my opinion. Now, first of all, Unity's got issues all over the board. You have, first of all, the bug issues from hell that plague the game. Even in its current state, it still has the occasional bug. It's playable, though, at least on the PS4. And from what I understand, the PC has gotten pretty good. And from what I hear, Xbox is doing pretty good, too. That's the first problem. The second problem is the graphical level. And that goes into 2 sections, really. You have, of course, the fact that the game is a 900p resolution. It's fantastic looking, even in that resolution. And I don't think it's ever been shown in its real potential, because they were originally making it with max out PCs at the time, but they had to scale it back down because of the Xbox One, because of that camera, which took, power from the CPU and GPU, and of course from the RAM. Not a good fit. So that's your other problem. And would it work? Would you be willing to scale it down that much? I don't think it would be too bad, but it would still be bad. But it's the third problem, the multiplayer. And in Brotherhood and Revelations, the multiplayer is gone. Almost every remaster is losing multiplayer. If it's not a major part of the game, I can see why not putting it back in. It would cost money to put servers and everything in, and it would just cause problems. But in Unity's case, some of these missions were very important and story-wise. They weren't always tied into the main story, but they were there, and they were pretty good. So this one could be a problem. Um, the next one is, of course, Syndicate. Now, Syndicate is not so bad, but it's a big game. Even on my PS4, and this is not enhanced from the Pro, this is still over a 100 gigabyte game. That's a big game. But with the PS5 and the Xbox Scarlet on the way and new generation PCs, we have no idea what could happen. I don't have a physical copy for Origins, but I do think Origins would also be a good game to have. But again, it would suffer the same downgrades, and so too would Odyssey. That's the big problem with the last games in the series is the downgrades. Now, luckily, I did find out that Nintendo did like a little testing where they actually were able to stream it to the system via the internet, kind of like how PlayStation Now does, except now they also do some download, and players could play it like that, which was actually kind of cool. So it does show some interesting point. And they did it with also Resident Evil 7 Biohazard too, so that's pretty cool. But these would be great games to have a physical copy of. Even if they were downgraded considerably, we have to remember how good some games would be. Doom, Mortal Kombat 11. I hate using the Wolfensteins, but, And let's not forget, we're getting The Witcher, which is pretty much kind of like the Assassin's game. In fact, these games seriously have a Witcher feel to them, too. So it is possible. But I don't know if Ubisoft and Nintendo are going to go for it. That's the big problem right now. But they would be nice games to get for that. So, who knows? That is going to be it for the second wish list episode. Remember, this is for games I would love to see, and I know a lot of other people would love to see. Sometimes we're going to hear, the possibilities of them not coming for one reason or another. I would like to be proven wrong, but there's going to be a lot. But anyways, with that being said, guys, I will see you next time. Have fun and enjoy your weekend.